always, our high school sports guru, Rich Calkins, hosts the High School Scoreboard Show. And don't miss Traverse City West Titan football and boys basketball action. Catch games live or see past episodes on the podcast page. Real sports fans, go to upnorthsportsradio.com.
Jay's Sporting Goods is rocking the river with Up North Sports Radio, Fabiano Brothers Mick Ultra Twisted Tea, and Ray's Barbecue Brews and Blues. Keep up with the Rockin' the River Tour for your chances to register to win the custom Old Town Sportsman Discovery Canoe from Jay's Sporting Goods. Register to win everywhere you see Up North Sports Radio. For a complete list of dates and locations, go to upnorthsportsradio.com. Must be 21 to enter. 101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio.
Good morning, Northern Michigan, and welcome to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRI. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins, Mike Kent, and Sean Brabrandt joining us here in a full studio. Mike Hale, what did I say?
Yeah. I know who Mike Kent is.
I know who Mike Kent is. He runs CC Tourism, but he's not paddling Mike Hale. I'm sorry. Let me make sure we're on the air.
Okay. Yeah. But all right, in the meantime, Mike and Sean going to paddle the marathon again this year. And you guys, the latest rain coming down, estimated time if we were to race today, the top finishers would finish around 13 hours and 22 minutes. For you guys, what does that say to you guys? If we're able to continue, the rain forecast is supposed to be rainy next week. What do you guys think about this?
It's a big variable. The water level is a big variable. The rain, it could happen, it could not. So if the level stays where it's at, yeah, you're going to see, we might touch record levels, but it's probably going to come down here over the next couple of days. It's still going to be higher than we've been training on it because it's been almost record lows for the last month or so, or a couple weeks.
Shoveling a lot of gravel in the upper parts here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but yeah, it should be a quicker marathon this year, it's looking.
Yeah. Now also, guys, like I know different paddlers prefer deeper water, some like more shallow. How do you guys feel as a team? Are you guys fond of one way or the other, or does it just whatever you get, whatever you get?
Kind of whatever you get is what you get. I mean, I don't mind the ponds in that respect. Once you get there in the morning, it's nice to have a change of water. But I also kind of want a little bit of average or just a tad below average water at the start. It really is more of an advantage for us,
right?
The hometown group, because we train here, we know the lines. But yeah, it is what it is. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit type thing.
Right. Everybody's got to deal with the same thing, right?
Exactly.
So water's not going to change for all 116 teams entered this year, and amazingly, another record going to be set this year. You know, I think every once in a while we might get a little bit of a drop back in teams participating in the marathon, but obviously that's not the case. It's continuing to grow.
Yeah, it's looking like there's going to be, it's at 116 today. The absolute cutoff is noon on Monday. So we should see maybe around, I would say, 114 or 115.
There's always a team or two that at the last minute, logistically, maybe something happens. They can't make it from out of state, whatever the
case. Or
that
brand new canoe doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Ours is here.
Yeah, I'm referencing the fact that these guys broke their canoe and just got a new one. Santa Claus delivered just on time, right, Sean?
Yeah, well, I was Santa. I had to go down to Maryland and see my buddies at Savage River and pick it up. But it's here. We've been in it a couple times. We'll get some more hours in it over the next week. And, yeah, we're happy with it.
When are you guys sprinting?
We sprint on Wednesday at 5:30 for the marathon.
Okay. Then let me ask you a question. Do you guys must practice the sprints, right? Yeah. I mean, because it's so important as far as the placement is concerned. Although we spent a fair amount of time, Rich, down at the river this year, and I was surprised at how few people I saw practicing sprints.
Yeah, that happened to be that moment in which we were there, but there were a few teams out there practicing. It could have happened, throughout that day.
Yeah.
And, or, the weeks leading up. The big thing, I think, is that buoy turn. When the higher water, we do get a little bit of higher water, and that buoy turn right in front of Ray's there, that's interesting because it's such a narrow part of the river. It's barely, when you turn sideways in that canoe,
I've seen
the back end's almost touching the dock, and the other one's in the bushes. So it is a real technical part of that sprint course.
Yeah, that's the biggest focus, in my opinion, when we practice, because the margin for error is so razor thin there with the bank.
Yeah, I thought it was a great change.
Yeah,
moving it that way, because they used to have it down. You went down the river and came back.
Where
and,
very few people would spectate.
Yeah.
Now it's full spectator participation for sure.
And the turn there wasn't an issue with the turn in the old sprint course.
Right.
So I've seen people get jammed. It'll take you take people more than a half a minute to make that turn.
Yeah, I've seen really good teams have issues with it. I mean, it happens, that's for sure. And so again, it's all about practicing that turn. And if you're just going into a cold, it's a tough thing to manipulate for sure.
Yeah, the new sprint course, it's a little shorter than the old sprint course, but even if there is higher water, it's a little shallower.
Yeah.
And so there's more sections where the paddlers have to do what's called poling, and that's where you're digging your paddle into the ground and pulling the boat through the water, and that can be the difference in a row sometimes is a tenth of a second if you miss it.
Sure.
Just screwing something up.
Now, on that, Mike, will you guys use older paddles particularly for the sprint, knowing you're going to be doing some of that poling upstream?
Yeah, you use older paddles. We call them beater paddles.
Yeah.
Or people have specific paddles set up for sprint course paddling like this. Like Sean has hit one of his with a metal tip built around the bottom of it. So
Oh, nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've got an old wood strip one from back in my days that you guys, if you want to use that, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
It's got a few carbon fiber pieces of material through it, but it's an old school one for sure.
Just the other night I was out practicing on it and blew apart one of my ZRE paddles, and so that's in getting fixed, and you just...
Good thing ZRE's right here now.
Yeah, exactly. Really, really nice to have them right in the backyard.
Really smart.
Oh, yes, for sure. So, also, Sean, you're going for your 10th finish of the canoe marathon. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, this will be my 11th start, going for my 10th finish. I've had great luck over the years, great partners, and I remember after my first one in 2013, my stepmom asked, well, how many are you going to do? And I said, well, I might as well get my iron paddler, so here we go.
That was after one.
That was after my first one.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Rich and I gave a little run in the river this paddle challenge, and we paddled to Burton's, and I have so much more respect for you guys than I did before.
Has grown exponentially even more just doing that short little run.
But on the same token, I'm getting my own canoe to paddle around on Five Lakes. So, I'm like, this is... I see more of the appeal, but I'm not going 120 miles, guys. There's just no way. And the other thing I learned, and Rich and I will talk about this in a little bit, about getting out of the canoe and running. That put a whole new perspective on it. That never factored in until Bill made me do it, and I couldn't get out of the canoe.
Yeah.
I was like, get out of the canoe. I'm like, my legs were not cooperating. It's shocking.
Now try and do it after sitting in the boat for 6 hours.
That's exactly what Isendorf told me, and I go, God damn, that was hard.
At my
and he goes, try it after 5 hours, and like literally I'm sure that's something you have to practice, right?
It's my favorite part. I get out and run. Yeah, miles its own challenge in itself. Not only being in the boat that long, but you get out, you got to run up a steep hill.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
And it's a pitch black and two floodlights on it, right? Yeah. It's so I imagine there's a ton of sprained ankles. Bill told me he blew out a calf muscle running down the street. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
I think, was it Buzzy pulled an Achilles or something on the start one time, or just...
Buzzy Buzzy blew his Achilles out one year, 5 minutes before the start of the marathon, and then in 2023, in our second marathon, we got to after the gun went off, we got to the bottom of the hill, and we went to make the turn, and he pulled his hamstring.
Oh, man.
So they're running.
And that didn't keep you guys from being in the race, right? He just or
No, but he that year he blew his Achilles. He finished the race. He pedaled the entire marathon. So
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
because of his $16 million contract.
So, Sean, I know Mike's a pretty good runner as well. So you guys, wherever you end up in the sprints, then you're looking to pass some teams then in a row, maybe a row or two ahead of you, and getting in front of them.
You always want to try, but you gotta be smart on that run. Like
Sure.
Mike said, and you guys have pointed out, there's injuries that can happen. And yeah, we're all competing against each other, but the greatest part about this sport is we're all friends and we all train all year. So you don't want to, those 2 turns you got to do on the run, you don't want to bump somebody.
Yeah,
you don't
sure.
want to cause anyone's issue right out the rip. So yeah, we'll try. We'll do our best, but I think the bigger goal is get in the water, get out of town safely. And,
Yeah.
Right.
Get on
Yeah.
down.
I remember talking to Butch Stockton one time at the finish line after they had won him and Brett Stockton had won another marathon. And the first thing out of his mouth was, I ran too fast at the start of the race. he went back, almost 15 hours thinking, oh, man, I really got tired at that start. I should, and I'm like, wow, everything that took place between now and then, he remembered, man, I went too fast at the beginning. So, and that happens, I mean, obviously the adrenaline is flowing when you guys get going, and then you see your fellow competitors, everyone's taking off. You're like, oh, here we go. We're in it now. Let's go. And the crowd cheering. And
like Sean said, yeah, we're all friends. We all train together throughout the year. We all know each other very well.
Yeah.
In the end, it is still a race. We're all there in a race.
Sure.
And so the competitiveness, once you get going, is still there.
Well, and the laser focus, I got to imagine, like Rich was talking about, you're coming down the street. Every team is on the street. Some are, running. Some are sprinting. Some are running. The teams that are farther down, they're going to take their time because they really want to conserve energy. But no matter what, once you can hear the cheering, right, all the way up on Peninsula Street. So that adrenaline has just got to be intense, and you got to get laser focused. Like you two guys are in your own little world, trying to get the canoe in, try to get off, and that's what I find is the craziest part of the race, is because everybody is in their own little cocoon, and you don't know. Here's another team that's trying to jump into the exact same spot you guys are at the exact same time, and that is obviously, to me, the most dangerous part of the race is the start, right?
Yeah, it definitely can be. It's got a lot of different phases at that start, depending where you are on the road. The first 2 rows are going to have the advantage of getting out and just getting down.
Yeah,
river.
no doubt.
and clean water.
Yeah, for more teams, like where I'll say Mike and I will be, it's really important to get in the river and make sure you put a step between you and that dock so you don't get crushed by another boat or something like that.
Let me ask you a question here. Bill Taranjo just came in as well. He's only been in the race 43 times. 39.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Do you have a strategy? Like, do you want to get in, because there's so many teams now and everything else? We see some teams, they get in the river as quickly as they can. A lot of other people are focused on going as far down the decking as they can. Is it like, do we have an opening? Do you have okay, in a perfect world, we want to go as far down the dock as we can.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
But sometimes there's a log jam there.
Sometimes, yeah. We'll have an idea of what we want to do and where we want to put in, but things go awry.
Sure.
I had a year where it's coming down on the dock, we're running, and there was a team on our inside, like closer to the building. I got a forearm shiver from the guy, and it pushed me off the dock into the river, and so my partner had to adjust and jump in when I fell in, basically.
Wow.
Nope.
Yeah. Now, have you guys noticed also, we noticed, of course, like 4 or 5 years ago when they rebuilt the dock at Ray's there, and it's up considerably higher.
It's up at least 18 inches from what it used to be.
Now, has that changed it for you guys as well, putting in, or you guys, I know some of the younger teams, they just, jump right in like it's nothing, and on you go. Are you guys, is the adrenaline flowing so much that you guys just do the same thing?
Yeah, in the moment, I don't even really notice, to be honest. Just get in and go.
Right.
Yeah, I mentioned it on the earlier interview, like for shorter guys like me, that when the water's low, that is a long jump.
It is a long jump.
It
You have
is.
to worry if it is shallow water about like ankles or
Yes.
knees. You don't want to come
Do
down.
you jump in,
Because
Bill?
there's
or-
nothing but rocks and...
Used to.
Yeah.
Do you shimmy in now?
No, you just do what you gotta do, like Sean said in a moment.
Like I was watching a lot of footage. They actually spliced in footage from the race in the 9 and 10 thing that they did for us, right? And I noticed more and more people sliding in. You know, they go ahead and put just because you've only got maybe 2 feet of water.
Yeah.
And
And
with
on a
my
good
ankles,
day.
I'm breaking both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, goal for you guys this year? What is the goal for this year's finish?
At this point, finish top 40, you know.
It's a deep field.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very deep field. Just getting him his iron paddler. Our goal is to get to Osco to get him his 10th finish. We know the area we're going to be in, we think.
Right.
So we're not too concerned over other things. For us, this is going to be a fun one.
Yep.
And you guys have been doing some circuit races and things. You know, teams of similar
Did you guys race the curly?
abilities.
Did not.
Okay.
That was boat getting time. And
I
adjustments.
got home with the boat Friday night.
Okay.
So we tinkered the boat, went out, did a little over an hour in it that day, did an hour in it the next day, just kind of getting it fine-tuned a little bit.
All right.
But doing the spikes, though, right?
Yeah.
And then so you'll sprint tomorrow, right? And then do it on Sunday morning. Good, excellent. I will be there. But also,
All right.
so you guys know who you're going to ride possibly, or take turns, or the pack area.
Yeah, we
if
have a
everything.
good idea. The
Yeah.
pack will be
Okay.
around.
Good deal.
All right, guys, good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Go ahead and walk past the legends.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. Mike,
Thank you very
thanks,
much.
buddy. You
Yep,
bet.
We'll see you this week. Cheers. Thanks again.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it,
you,
man.
Mike. Good luck. Gentlemen, come on in.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Come hither. Jeff Coca and Bill Taranjo joining us now.
All right, part of the infamous now Pros and Joe's Paddle Challenge. I don't know if you guys have been following what's been going on Q100.
Something about Paddlegate.
Yeah, there is a new term called Paddlegate that, I'm sorry, you guys have neither of you have met our morning guy, have you?
No.
Eric, because he people don't know this, but he does the show out of Grand Rapids.
Right.
Okay, now Rich, you've met him.
I have, yeah.
Okay.
He's a
He's a little feller.
He's a little guy, but he's a ball of energy.
He's
Dad.
he lives in his own little world. And so obviously there was a little controversy involved in our race.
What was that?
Maybe not obviously.
What was it? Yeah. Refresh my memory, because it's been a couple days.
Okay, so I'll preface, I'll say what I'm going to say, and then anybody else can say what they want. But, I thought that we were going to paddle a certain type of canoe, because when we first practiced, I had problems being in the canoe, right? And so we okay, well, I don't want to fall out and hurt myself. I'm too big of a star to, what is it? What
Well,
was?
you were at first just going to jump right in and do it.
Well, we weren't even going to practice.
No, you just wanted to jump in and do it. And Bill and I said,
Maybe we
"No, I
should."
think we better get out there.
That's a bad idea.
Bill's got to paddle a marathon. He needs to save his back. And I knew I couldn't paddle with you, so I stuck you with Bill. I mean, I already kind of ducked my buddy right there off the get-go. And I said, I'm going to take Rich because I think I can get more favorable with him. So, no offense, JC. Just stay in the back.
I am. Look at if I was ever offended, I can't be offended anymore after the rip ass that I have taken from Eric Zane and Joe Marie Leone, otherwise known as Joe Mama, for the last 2 days. Okay, so. And that's okay. I'm a big boy. I've had, I've been thrown out of basketball games. I've been suspended. This is not the worst timeout I've ever had in the corner.
Joe Marie was at the finish line and the start, so
Yeah,
she
that's
was
right.
there to see everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but let's just put it this way. Bill and I were surprised that you guys were using different equipment than us. Is that a fair assessment, Bill?
Surprise?
Yes. No, that's a fair assessment.
That's a fair assessment.
I brought in
Okay.
a different canoe because the canoe I had was a tripping canoe, but it was even slower than the one you guys had. And when we did train at one time, I was having a hard time reeling you guys in. Generally, if I could reel you guys in, Rich and I mean, it would have been competitive. But I'm going, this is just way too slow. And so then I went and got a different canoe, an amateur canoe, all right, which was far faster. I didn't know how fast it was.
It was
And
a
Rich was the only one paddling, and he left everybody. I'm going, oh, this is not good.
Well, I know you're telling him to calm down.
I told him to slow down.
Slow
Slow
down.
down, wait up. I said, we gotta let him ride us at least, I mean, I feel guilty. I confessed all that.
Yeah, I was excited at the start. I shoveled a few paddles full of water back at Jeff at the start. I didn't realize it, but
4 gallons.
yeah, Jeff's like, I got to hit the baler right out of the gates here. So he did, and but yeah, we waited many times just to kind of ride the.
Yeah, screw you with the waiting. We waited for 5 minutes.
That's the equivalent of showing up at a go-kart track with a Corvette.
Yeah,
and
That's what it seemed like.
I didn't know it was that marginal difference. I really honestly didn't.
So that
when
means
when
two
Rich
things.
took off and left you guys, then I said, oh, this is bad, and I felt bad. I didn't. That's
and-
why
and-
I slowed down, having you guys ride.
And I agree with you. Okay, now this is how little I know about the whole thing, right?
Right.
I'm like, well, we'll just paddle better. And Bill just rolled his eyes, and he goes, yeah, this is not going to be good. Like he predicted before it ever happened that boat was way superior to the boat that we had.
and that's an amateur canoe.
Hey, so
Yeah.
what
Right.
that means is winning is important, and there are no
Well,
rules.
okay.
So given that, there are no rules.
No, it can't go that way.
Why not?
But the
You
thing
guys
was,
did.
no,
See,
the
that's-
thing was, is so it's just the thing was the JC couldn't sit in the one.
Right.
And if I should have tried to get another Minnesota 2 to make it closer. All right, but Bill's in far better shape than all of us right now.
whatever.
But he is handicapped.
It's okay.
He was handicapped with his partner. My partner practiced, got switches down and did all that. I got to give him an attaboy. I got to give a shout out to Rich because he did a lot of things and learned a lot of stuff in a short time. And I got to give him an attaboy. So
Hey, in the end, River House wins.
There you
That was
go.
the
Yeah,
outcome.
yeah,
In the
yeah.
end.
Oh, absolutely.
But I do want,
Yeah.
now I didn't, I talked about this very briefly, but because I think this is the best part of the story. So you need to go to the mic. So he mentioned briefly to me, because Dave Big Gator Burr suggested,
no, not
he's your
anymore.
golfing partner.
He's on my no list.
He is now on
No
the,
filter.
he is
It's
now
no
on
brains
the,
sometimes, buddy.
we're never accusing Burr of having brains. Let's just do that, okay? So he mentioned to Bill that there's a shortcut.
Yeah.
Or a turnoff, or
He
whatever you
mentioned
call it.
The same
not a
thing to
It's
me.
not it's a shortcut, but it's an illegal shortcut.
Yeah,
Well,
Show me where the rules.
yeah,
say
yes. Next year's
a
pattern.
race from town to Burton's
Right.
that's allows to pull over.
yeah.
Show me the rule that says that.
No, hey, guys, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you
It-
station
But the
someone
bottom
there.
line is
The
Dave
best,
said that,
but
and when
this
he
is
said
the
that, I'm
best.
going like,
So he mentioned to me briefly, okay, before we go, he goes, we might do this. Okay, so, and I'm like, okay, all right, I don't know, I'm hyped up, I'm focusing on not drowning. Okay, so we get in, and boom, and then we're following you guys, and like you said, you reeled us in a little bit, and then as soon as we get close, we bumped your canoe once, boom, you guys are extending down. So, next thing I know, we're drifting. Like, he's storing the I'm just paddling, right? And
Sure.
all of a sudden we're running, and Bill yells at me, get out of the canoe. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm trying to get out of the canoe. Now I think this is the best part of the story, is because I had no idea what it's like to portage until Bill screamed at me to get out of the canoe. And I can't get out of the canoe. All right, so he grabs my shoulder and pulls me out of the canoe. And I'm trying to get out. He's already dumped me out of the canoe, and he's grabbing it, and he's, come on! So Bill is now running through the forest, and I'm trying to run after him, 2 legs cramping. I'm running like an old man who just crapped his pants, following behind Bill Taranjo, who's running like a rape date with the canoe by himself. And the best part is when I first fall out of the canoe and he's pulling it, I hear him under the breath goes, well, this isn't going quite as well as I planned. That will live in my head for the rest of my life. My unathletic attempt to frickin' portage the canoe, but then we get back in the canoe and he's like, we're in good shape.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm going like, as soon as I heard Dave say that and Rich mentioned it to me, I'm going, oh, this is no good.
No good.
I said, this is no good. And I'm going like, right then and there, I was going like, we're waiting for them. They're going to make it a close race at the end or whatever. And I'm going, then I seen you guys go over there and I said, Rich, we're screwed.
Yeah, he
I
did.
said, we got to go. You got to go as hard as we can go.
We did, and we tried.
You guys, it's like 10 minutes. You can't make up on that short time.
And Bill's, I had, look at,
I know, well, there you go. You couldn't wait that long. I waited for you guys.
we did wait. We sat there, it literally,
Yeah.
I got out a cigar.
Yeah. I mean, there's just no way we could do that. You know? We could never make that time back up. I wish I'd have known we would have left earlier. These guys.
Well,
maybe.
The very interesting thing is that this has spurred a lot of conversation. And you know, when we had dinner after the race,
You still owe me $10.
Here's 20. You got to change?
That's what I did last time.
No, but Bill's gal Katie was there, and we've already spurred a lot of conversation about a lot of people we want to make this a better event. There was some discussion about getting more paddlers in the river on this. You and I talked about maybe paddling with dogs. So I mean, we've got a lot of time to kind of figure out how to make the Pros and Joes Paddle Challenge better. I think Rich is done.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If he is, then I got a new concept. We'll take in JC. You get to train with somebody of your choice. All right, for a while. We'll give you a head start. Bill and I will try to chase you down. How's that sound?
Well, I want Isendorf. That's.
Well, you get Chris.
Chris was there. He had a great time.
Yeah, see, I mean, just a little perspective, maybe too, like that. Maybe Bill and I'll get back in the boat, give you guys a certain amount of time frame, see if we can reel you in or something like that.
I think other people. We'll have a meeting with a few more paddlers. Come up with a couple ideas. Like I really like the idea of having a dog in the canoe. And you got to finish with the dog. And if the dog jumps out, that's going to delay you. And so there's a lot of different things that we can do with this. And I want to thank you guys for being such great sports. But this is Rich. I just want to ask you one question, and then we got to go to break. Okay. To me, all this subterfuge and controversy is about these two guys not wanting to lose to each other. We were completely inconsequential. These old teammates, screw you. I'm not losing to you. You're not losing to me. I'm running through the woods. I'm getting a better canoe.
No, it was. I mean,
that's my observation.
Getting to Jeff's point, initially, that canoe we were practicing with initially, it was like paddling the bathtub. It did not move at all. And that's
we were in the same damn canoe.
Yeah. No. Okay. It looked the same color, but it was not the same canoe at all.
It wasn't
Guys.
But even then, it was a great time.
It was.
Every house won, and that's all that matters.
That is the bottom line.
You people can decide what you guys want and have a good time.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it very much. We will talk about this.
Good job.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Faceoff, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com. Who knew? Fresh air is a destination, a place to breathe in the lapping waves of Torch Lake and explore the tree-lined trails of northern Michigan. A place to connect with nature and each other, one-on-one. In the waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. When you're looking to escape the everyday, breathe in the magic of northern Michigan at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Hello, this is Jenny Caverson with the Camp Grayling Range Report. Each week we report the ranges, training land, and road closures to keep our community safe and informed. All roads and trails near our 30 and 40 complexes will be closed as we conduct vital training exercises. You may experience intermittent noise, which we like to call the sounds of freedom. Prepare for some aerial action Tuesday through Thursday with A-10 warthogs in the skies. If you are located near the air-to-ground range and waters, their distinct presence will be unmistakable. So don't hesitate to look up to the sky. To clarify gate closures, always call headquarters at 989-344-6100. Register now for our 4th annual Northern Strike 5K taking place Sunday, August 3rd. Call Camp Grayling for details, 989-344-6100, or go to our event page on Facebook to register. You can get event training updates and check out cool pictures and videos too when you follow us on Facebook. Thank you for supporting your military.
Vote in the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Your vote will help your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan earn well-deserved recognition as Simply the Best. You can vote once every day through July 31st. Vote now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest. The Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
There's no better place to get the most out of summer than the Alpine Party Patio in Gaylord. Outstanding live music, fun games, and food that makes your mouth cry tears of joy. Like the Firecracker Burger with jalapeno peppers, pepper jack cheese, red peppers, and cream cheese. Let your taste buds dance. Don't let summer slip away without a trip to the Alpine Party Patio. It's the place to hang with friends. Get more at alpinetavernandeatery.com. Alpine Tavern, for up north flavor.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. It's time for Destination MLB. Autumn McLaren joining us from the airport. Good morning, Autumn. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. It's a Friday and it's beautiful out.
It is a gorgeous day. It's one of those days where when you get to the airport, you're like, I know my flight is going to be perfect.
It's going to be perfect, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. It's great to be in northern Michigan right now.
Yeah. So Tigers are starting the second half of the baseball season tonight in Texas, and I know you've got a little schedule of places where we can see the Tigers on the road leaving from the airport.
Yes, for sure. If you still want to get to Texas, you might catch the game. Not quite tonight, but tomorrow. You can get on a flight tonight at 5:10. We have a nonstop right from TVC into Dallas. That flight leaves 5:10 tomorrow, and you can catch the game tomorrow. 5:10 tonight, and so you can catch that game against the Rangers in Arlington tomorrow. That would be great. $453, not bad if you want to leave last minute.
No, not bad at all, but we've got some really juicy trips coming up.
Yes, we have a lot of fun things, and this Tiger schedule is just perfect for the TVC schedule. After Texas, they're back on the East Coast. They are in Pittsburgh, and you can get out on American to Pittsburgh with a short layover for $289. So that is a really reasonable fare.
Yeah, Kevin and I have been talking about that. It's a great city, a great place to see the Tigers, a ballpark right on the Ohio River. So a wonderful trip and low dough. I mean, that about cost you to drive to Detroit.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
I mean, incredibly reasonable. So, and then after Pittsburgh, they're home, against Toronto, and then the Diamondbacks, and then another stretch out to the East Coast with against the Phillies, and you can get out there on a nonstop, again on American, for just $403, nonstop, right from TVC, Northern Michigan, to the East Coast to watch them play the Phillies.
And as Kevin likes to say, if you'd have booked that a couple weeks ago, it was in the $250 range. So it
totally was, yeah. And 403, not bad. I mean, that's pretty good, pretty reasonable.
I know we could go down through the whole schedule, but there's a couple other really cool things that are going on with the airport. First and foremost, we have our TVC takeoff to Beantown. Tell our listeners what a great trip you've got planned for us, Autumn.
This is so exciting. So you want to watch the Tigers in Boston with our nonstop brand new airline, JetBlue. You can be one of the lucky winners. The entry period is happening right now, and it runs through. We're going to pick the winner in September 12th. So make sure you head to your website or ours. We have the information for all the details you'll need on entering to win to get those nonstop flights, and it also includes tickets to the Boston Red Sox game and hotel. So you and your lucky guest can be a part of that fun time, that fun weekend to wrap up the Tiger season.
Yeah, it's an amazing trip. 3 nights in the beautiful Back Bay Hilton Hotel in Boston, and then tickets to the second-to-last game of the year in historic Fenway Park. One of my bucket lists. I've never had the opportunity to go to Fenway Ballpark. You've got Wrigley and you've got Fenway as the 2 last stadiums that they've been playing baseball in for over 100 years. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, and luckily we have nonstop flights to both those places, those iconic baseball places. So you can get on a flight to Chicago, go see the Wrigley Stadium, or you can go see Fenway. I was just there a couple months ago, and it is quite a magical place to be. So you really got to get on that JetBlue nonstop and try it out.
Yeah, and then Autumn, talk about the helmet program you guys are doing with Norte.
Yeah, this is so fun. So with Norte, we are giving away 500 free helmets next Friday. So we have included all the information on the Norte website and Facebook page, and we'll be sharing that on our Facebook page as well. So make sure if you have a little kiddo, out there. Pay attention, and you can get one of these beautiful free helmets. I don't know if you've seen a picture of them, but they're pretty cool. They are super cool.
How you register to get the helmet is all on the information. Norte, of course, the biking club in Traverse City. Just a special program that you put together with them, Autumn. Congratulations. We're going to have you or Kevin on Northern Focus next week to talk a little bit more in depth about it.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. Just a wonderful program. My son took part in the first week of the Norte Bike Program, and we're really excited to partner with Norte and offer this for kids in northern Michigan.
All right, that's Destination MLB, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Thanks, Autumn.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, we will. There you go, guys. Fantastic. Just a lot going on, Rich, with the airport.
Oh, for sure. My daughter just flew in the other day, on Wednesday, actually, during our Pros and Joes Challenge, and she was able to make the finish line. So that was cool. And so, she's going to spend a whole month here up at Northern Michigan. Again, won't miss a marathon. So she absolutely loves the nonstop from Houston to Traverse City.
30-minute drive back home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Instead of the 3.5 hours going to Metro.
Yes.
Speaking of Tiger baseball, obviously the first half ends on a pretty sour note.
Right.
I don't know how much their focus had shifted to how great the first half went.
I tell you what, that Seattle team is scary, is it not? It's if that's a potential playoff match.
They hit a lot of home runs in a ballpark that's not homer friendly.
Right.
And our pitchers hadn't really given up a lot of home runs to that point. Even Skubal gave up a couple. Everybody gave up a couple. No matter who came in, they're serving up dingers.
They gave up a record number of runs in a 3-game series for Seattle. That was one of their best offensive performances in a series since 2000 or something.
So we start in Texas, a team, I think they have the best ERA in baseball.
Yeah, that's a great pitching staff. No
but
question.
they have the second worst batting average in baseball. So it'll be an interesting series to start tonight. Reese Olson is pitching. Who's pitching for the? It's not DeGrom.
Yeah. DeGrom is their stud.
Their ace.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see who they got going. It is Corbin.
Oh.
Who is 6-7 this year with a 4.15, ERA and a 1.32 WHIP. So he's the one that could be had.
But that's a guy that finished second in the Cy Young Award 2 years ago.
He's absolutely got the ability to have a great game.
This is a Ranger team that has most of the components that was at the World Series and won in 7 games just 2 years ago.
Because they got hot at the right time and they played their best ball. And
they have a huge payroll. Their payroll is $100 million more than the Tigers.
Right.
Yeah. I think they have the 5th highest payroll in baseball. So, but Olsen has been pretty good. Hopefully, the rest did the Tigers some good, and they. I don't know if it's good or bad for their ego, Rich, that every single Tiger played like crap in the All-Star game.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. But yeah, like you said,
the two cheapies that Scuba gave up. I mean, Ohtani reaches out, flicks the ball over the second baseman's head, and then an infield hit.
Just a little dubber there, and then the late swing hits it down the opposite.
Well, that's a good hit. That's just good hitting.
Yeah, but again, clears the bases, scores a couple of runs, and it's just made it look a whole lot worse than it actually was.
Yeah, but then in typical Scuba fashion, he strikes out the side.
Right.
To get out of the inning. Mize gave up a homer to the second guy that he threw to, and none of our hitters got a hit. Yeah. So not what you would classify as a stellar performance by the Tigers. So hopefully they got a little chapped ass going on, and they come out of the gates and win a series like they've been doing.
Yeah, that's what they need to do, get back to that. Like you said, they're coming off a 4-game losing streak now, their longest one of the year.
Yep.
And get back on get off the schneid and get back to winning baseball. And of course, we got one of the best managers in all of baseball to do that, get the Tigers back on the winning ways.
And that game will be at 8:05 here on Up North Sports Radio, the Tigers and the Rangers. And now we have a sprint to the end of the year, and hopefully we win the division. It looks like we should.
We should. Still
the Tigers,
11.5-game lead.
The Tigers are a 99.2% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I hate saying that.
No, I know, exactly. You never want to just call saying, we've taken a no-hitter into the 9th inning.
Yeah, so Tiger baseball backs front and center. When we return, Rich, we'll talk about Rich's favorite subject, that is the prime rib buffet, and the opening of Lions training camp.
That's right.
All that and more here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Sports on the Michigan News Network.
It's an 8:05 first pitch tonight when the Tigers return to play to take on the Rangers. And approaching the trade deadline, the Tigers are very likely to be buyers. The Diamondbacks, however, in a competitive NL West, could likely be sellers. And that could potentially open the gates for a Eugenio Suarez return to Detroit. Suarez was signed by the Tigers in 2008, and Evan Petzold reporting today that during All-Star Week, he said it would, quote, be very cool and mean a lot to him to return to the Tigers. This year, the third baseman has 31 home runs and leads the National League with 78 RBIs. Ahead of the Lions veterans reporting to camp tomorrow, Taylor Decker, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Aleem McNeil all deemed physically unable to participate, as is Levi Onwuzurike. Onwuzurike is expected to miss the first 4 games of the regular season. I'm Dustin Fiocco with the Michigan News Network.
Some things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi, yum! That's preventable.
I'm just going to tell my boss what I really think of him.
Oh boy. That's preventable.
Maybe a face tattoo would look good.
That's preventable too. The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Colon cancer is common and deadly, but that's also preventable.
Oh my gosh, it's a bear! Let's get a selfie with it.
Also preventable. The Alliance is doing its part to end colorectal cancer. Now, do yours. Get involved. And if you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor about the colon cancer screening options available to you.
Bet you I can eat 50 hot dogs in an hour.
Preventable!
Actually, Your Honor, I'm representing myself.
Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more. That's colorectalcancer.org. And together, we can save lives.
Hey, honey.
Oh no.
Check this out.
No.
Who can help me with health insurance? Janssen Insurance. What about Medicare? Janssen Insurance. Who can help me with my home and auto? Janssen Insurance. I'm buying a boat, a camper, side-by-side, motorcycle. Who can help with that? Janssen Insurance. I own a business. Who can help me with insurance for that? Janssen Insurance. Call Janssen Insurance today to discuss your needs at 989-348-6711. Request a meeting online or simply stop by the office. We look forward to the opportunity to earn your business.
Vote in the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Your vote will help your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan earn well-deserved recognition as Simply the Best. You can vote once every day through July 31st. Vote now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest. The Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best Reader's Choice Contest for 2025. Record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
Welcome back to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by tvcairport.com. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins. We've mended our fences. Hopefully Bill and Jeff can mend theirs. But Lions camp opens next week. I thought they would open a week early because of the All-Star game, but they're not.
They did. The rookies
are in, yeah.
They're on Wednesday, and then tomorrow is when veterans report.
Oh, okay.
So it is.
A couple
Yes,
extra days.
yeah, they are, because again, playing in that Hall of Fame game, the earliest preseason game of the year. And so, anyway, yeah, some interesting news. You and I were talking off air that we expected Aleem McNeil to end up on the PUP list for sure, not being able to play X number of games early on, because we're not really expecting him back until maybe midway through the season because of how late he had his torn ACL in last year's season. But the surprise was Taylor Decker being on that list, because neither you or I had heard anything about any type of injury to Taylor Decker.
Yeah, or Ozarike.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm reading the article right now out of the Detroit News. Offensive tackle Taylor Decker, Khalil Dorsey.
Didn't know that.
Offensive guard Miles Frazier, he's the new draft pick.
Malcolm
Rodriguez, I knew that he was going to be Mekhi Wingo, were all declared as physically unable to perform but not placed on the reserve list. That means they are eligible to return at any point.
Good.
Training camp begins, like you said. Other moves include Josh Paschal. I think Pascal's retiring, right? Isn't he the... they've got him on the non-football injury list.
Okay.
Who are also eligible.
But again, a lot of defensive linemen you're talking about here.
The illnesses, injuries to Decker, Frazier, Paschal, and Thomas aren't currently known. The issue with Dorsey is a leg, McNeil is a knee, Rodriguez is a knee, are presumably linked to injuries they sustained last year.
Okay.
And they're also saying Ozarike is on the puff and already declared to miss the first 4 games of the year. And in this article that's in the Detroit News Online today, it said they have no idea what the injury is. The Lions haven't.
He's had that back. He's had a kind of a chronic back issue through his career. He was super
They've got to
athletic.
sign Zadarius Smith.
What
the hell is going on here?
You've got to, because again, already 3 or 4 key contributors to that defense.
Somebody else is going to sign
not going to be. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the Commanders signed. What's his name?
Oh, he's the pass rusher that played for Buffalo the last couple of years.
He's a
1-year deal
Super
going
Bowl
to
MVP for the
he
Broncos.
had 6 sacks last year.
But he had 6 sacks in 8 games.
Yeah. He was one of those vets that you could count on would play big at the biggest moments. Yeah, Von Miller, yep.
Well, you never know when they're going to hit the wall, though. I mean, Miller, I think, is 38 or 39
he's definitely.
Zadarius Smith is only 31 or 32. I cannot believe they haven't worked out a deal with him. What the hell is going on?
Do they have a handshake?
They are really pissing me off.
But he doesn't want to go through necessarily all the training camp. Some of those vets will wait post-training camp and say, all right, I'll come in now. I just don't want to go through all of the stuff that the rookies and first couple of year guys have to go through.
Well, they better have a handshake agreement, because if an edge goes down in training camp on any other team,
he's going to get
signed. Be right there.
Right. Yeah, no question. Yeah, and again, Aiden Hutchinson coming off that devastating leg injury. Again, all looks good in all the videos he's
looks
posted. Fun. Looks absolutely fantastic. But you're always concerned when he by far is your best pass rusher, our only pass rusher. And, we need some more pressure around the edge.
Yeah.
No question.
There's no doubt about it. There's been so much talk about, well, they can't have the same defensive injury luck that they had last year. Well, it looks they're starting out that way,
right? So they're actually starting off worse this year than they did last year.
Yeah. Obviously, you hope. You kind of logically hope that the Lions know more about this than we do.
Absolutely, yeah. Brad Holmes and
probably knows more about the team than Rich Coggins and Jerry Coyne.
Believe it or not, that is true.
Not 100% sure, but I'd like to. I'm counting on it.
I am counting on it too, and they will take either. They know that certain injuries aren't as bad as mentioned, but again, when you have Onwuzurike, like you said, already going to miss the first 4 games, you're like, wait a second. This is a guy that finally had a healthy year last year, and now he's right back
the injury.
He
didn't play a full season last year, though, did he?
Well, he had missed the last 2 years before that. He's missed most of the season in those 2 years. So he's missed more games than he's played in games.
There's no doubt about it.
When he was drafted, that's for sure.
God, I hate my frickin' phone.
But again, Lions, rookies are already there in Allen Park, and the rest of the veterans will report tomorrow.
Yeah, so that means that Onwuzurike is going to miss the Packers, the Bears, the Ravens, and the Browns.
No good teams there, right?
No.
Sarcasm there, everybody.
Yes.
Heavy sarcasm.
And we play the Ravens in Baltimore.
I saw that. That is and we certainly did the last time we went there. We did not play well.
And this is really what you look at is the easiest part of the Lions' schedule. They open up on the road at Green Bay. Then the Bears come to Detroit. They're on in Baltimore. Then the Browns come to Detroit, and we go to Cincinnati. Okay, that's the easiest part of the schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then we got the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Vikings, the Commanders, the Eagles, and then it gets a little easier.
Super Bowl champs, playoff team. Oh, yeah. It's a brutal schedule.
Yeah, and then we have there's a middle part. The Giants play at Detroit, the Packers come to Detroit, and the Cowboys come to Detroit.
Okay.
So if you haven't looked at the schedule,
but please don't expect 15-2 in the regular season this year.
They should. They had better win every one of the home games. The home side of the schedule is much easier. Last year we went undefeated on the road.
Yeah, we did. We lost all 3 of our games that we lost, including the playoff game. We're at home. Yeah.
But the road schedule is brutal. Yeah. I think every single team that we play on the road was in the playoffs last year. So.
Yeah, if it's not, again, I've seen certain things talking about toughest schedules, supposedly. But again, I would really like
the Lions, I think, rated by the NFL, Rich, had the third.
That's what I had heard as well. Yeah. But, man, when you just name off all those teams, who the heck's got a harder one? Because, man, that's a brutal schedule for the Lions.
The easiest team we play on the road is the Bears.
Yeah.
They're the only team that didn't make the playoffs.
Who has all the team secrets.
Well, well, we're going to, that's going to be another very interesting thing if you ask me.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we've got to head to break. We've got some messages from our very fine partners here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com.
Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord has some amazing summer lease deals you need to take advantage of. Drive the 2025 Chevy Silverado LT Double Cab for a jaw-dropping $188 per month, or the popular 2025 Trailblazer LT front-wheel drive for a minuscule $194 per month, both with just $29.95 down. Expect great vehicles at great prices all summer long at ChevyCentral.com, or stop by in Gaylord at Jim Wernig Chevy. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Iron Pig Smokehouse offers 2 exciting dining experiences in Gaylord. The original Main Street location has fantastic fresh-made barbecue, and the Otsego Lake location on Old 27 offers all the same barbecue delights, plus an incredible menu that includes appetizers and pizza. The Otsego Lake location is open for breakfast every day with delicious favorites like bagels and lox or biscuits and sausage gravy. See everything at ironpigsmokehouse.com or on Facebook and enjoy.
Don't miss Up North Sports Radio at all the very best Azabal River Festival events this coming week. And help us celebrate Grayling. Register to win the Discovery Old Town Canoe from J Sporting Goods. Enjoy free Fago. And register to win the TVC Tiger Takeoff to Beantown. We're at the car show Saturday from noon to 2. Kids Day Tuesday in the park from 10 to 2. The Hup Races in City Park Wednesday at 6:30. And Friday, EZ's at the Craft Show from 3 to 6 in the City Park. See you in Grayling, sports fans.
Saturday, August 23rd, it's the Summer of 99 Tour. Creed, live at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. With special guest Mammoth WVH. Plus Hinder. Tickets start at $56 and are on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Creed with Mammoth WVH and Hinder. Rock the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series August 23rd. Showtime 7 p.m. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio, WGRY, brought to us by Shanty Creek Resorts. Balloons over Bel Air coming up in August 22nd and 23rd. But you want to mark your calendar. The hotel always sells out for that because you don't see anything like this very much in Northern Michigan.
It is a big deal for sure. For anyone that has not partaken in that, it is a super cool event.
Yeah, Friday from 6:30 to 8, balloons launch from the Alpine Tubing Hill behind the Lakeview Hotel. And then Saturday over Torch Lake at 7:30. It's just an incredible event, a viewing experience that you just, like I said, you don't see very often. And
exactly.
So you can come out for free, or you can book a room and have a great staycation, just before the end of when the kiddies go back to school.
Because again, I mean, as beautiful as Northern Michigan is, and it is, we don't see these hot air balloons around very often at all. So it's just a real special event.
And if you go to qdealsmi.com, you can get huge discounts on golf and lodging that you can use at the resort and on the beautiful golf courses at Shanty Creek. So go to qdealsmi.com to save, or go to shantycreek.com and book your tee times or your room stays. Rich, speaking of golf, this is not my favorite golf tournament of the year, but I just love the fact that I can roll out of bed and watch golf at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and if you're a super early riser, you can start watching at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. if you want to.
I did it I usually do wake up in the middle of the night. And it's usually between 3 and 4 o'clock. And I have maybe trouble falling asleep. It takes about an hour to go back to bed. I don't know what that's about.
Right.
But when the golf's on, I don't care.
Yeah, right. Because the TV's coming on, baby.
Yeah, and I don't have to look. I can hear the quiet whispers of the golf.
That's right. Yeah. Hopefully you hear the wind howling.
Especially with the British voices. Rory.
Oh, exactly.
I saw one of the wildest things I've ever seen in golf. And you only see this at the Open Championship. But the course they're playing on right now is Royal Portrush. It's in Ireland. It's extremely difficult. It's way different than a lot of the Scottish courses that are burnt out, flatlands. This is very hilly. There's a lot of gorse and all this other stuff. So on the second hole this morning, Rory, and you can go out of bounds on a lot of holes here. That there's no OB in most of Scottish golf. So, last time they had it here, Rory, it's everybody in Ireland. It's the biggest sporting event that's ever in the history of Ireland. They're going to have 280,000 people there over the...
Wow.
Yeah. McIlroy made an 8 on his first hole when they had the event in 2019. He didn't make the cut.
Right.
People lost their minds.
They did.
So, and the first few holes are really tight driving holes. Anyways, he makes a birdie this morning on the first hole. And then on the par 5, the next hole, he drives it almost out of bounds. They barely found the ball. The grass was so high.
Is that right?
And they were all right there, right? So McIlroy, the grass was so high and so tough that he took an unplayable lie, but he still had to drop it in totally crap.
Is that right?
Another 3-foot high grass. Yes. He's out there with his driver. And I've never seen this before in my life.
Wow.
And he hits it out. He still made a par on the par 5.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like you said, the British Open rough is crazy. In the gorse bushes, you mentioned that. It's if you get in one, you can't hit the ball. You got to take a drop out of that because these are most ridiculous.
You see guys try to hit it out of there. They break the wrist.
Yes.
The ball doesn't go anywhere. It gets worse. Bryson DeChambeau was 7 over yesterday, and this is the strongest guy on the planet. He literally looks like Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not. He does not look like a golfer at all.
Yeah. Our Finding Fairways program tomorrow and Sunday at 9 a.m. I talked to Ray Hearn, who's a noted golf architect from the state of Michigan, talking about some of the links courses he's designed and what he likes. So we talk about American link style golf. We also do the same thing with Dan Pohl. A lot of you guys and gals are going to qdealsmi.com. We sold out of all our Grandview golf certificates.
Yeah. We talked about it quite exextensively last week, remember?
And those
how
are all
that
gone
course
now,
is
but
awesome.
we still have Sugar Springs, El Dorado, and Shanty Creek. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about the teams in the race, Rich.
All right.
Back after these on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Faceoff, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. It's time for Destination MLB. Jerry Coyne and Kevin Klein from Cherry.
action. There's more balls in play. And it's just fast-paced. And I was talking to my son. He's a college baseball player, and my nephews. And they're saying, in the TikTok space, Instagram, Twitter, baseball is the best sport to watch because they can watch a highlight, and it's pitch to pitch. Of course, let's say the NBA, which I love the NBA, it's constantly moving, right? Baseball, it's pitch to pitch. You don't play until a pitch is thrown. So it's basically perfect timing for these kids to watch a baseball game and then be on Twitter or be on TikTok and then post something on a highlight during the game. So it is actually the perfect pace for that generation. And it's, like I mentioned, it's exploded. And you can see the numbers. You know, Major League Baseball All-Star Game blew away the NBA All-Star Game, the NFL All-Star Game. The viewership was the highest viewed Fox show since the Super Bowl. And it's great. Baseball has never been more popular globally. And it's such in a perfect place. And I know there's going to be a lot of talk in the next year or so about if there going to be a lockout. They're going to have all that talk. They're going to try to, break the players. They always try to do that. But at the end of the day, this is a $13 billion industry. They are not, especially because it's on the rise, they are not going to mess with that. They're not.
Yeah, that $7+ million showing viewership for the All-Star Game was awesome. Jerry Harrison Jr. here on the show. Jerry, you can love something and still want it to improve a little bit, and you may disagree with this. I want baseball to get to a point, and I don't know how this works, and so maybe you can give me a solution, where some of these, and I know there's a lot of small markets that succeed. I get it. It's not just the Dodgers and the Yankees in the playoffs every year. There's no doubt. But the Pirates just, it galls me, the talent they have, how good Skeens is, and the fact that that's a great baseball city. I'm your age. I'm 47. I can remember as a Cubs fan, Andy Van Slyke and Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds, just that market mattering. When we get a couple years from now to a new CBA conversation, argument, debate, and there's already been reports about the potential for a lockout of some kind, a stoppage of some kind, is there a world where baseball could implement a spending floor or do something to just get a few of these markets to commit a few more resources to baseball?
Well, that's the thing. The great thing about the Players Association, they have all the information. For every Pittsburgh Pirates, and I feel for the Pittsburgh Pirates fan. My dad played for the Pirates.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. He also played for the Pirates. It is a great sports town. Great sports town. With the Steelers, obviously the Penguins, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Fans want to see a competitive team. So I always say it's really on ownership. Baseball, more than any other sport, you have so many different teams in your minor leagues. You got to do a better job of drafting. You got to do a better job of signing the international players. But I think really more importantly, developing your players in your system. And you look at Pittsburgh, well, why don't you look at Milwaukee? Milwaukee has thrived. Okay, they have absolutely thrived in their draft, in their signing, and development. Okay, and they're a small market team, right? You look at the Denver, the Colorado Rockies. You can't tell me you can't put a winning team, a winning franchise out there in Denver. It's a beautiful area, incredible ballpark. Fans are great. So it's all about drafting, developing talent. Now, that's their issue. Okay, so, and guess what? The Pirate fans understand that. They're very knowledgeable. They want their ownership to spend where they can spend as far as drafting, signing, and scouting. You got to be able to. Now, listen, Paul Skeens was a no-brainer. He was a can't miss, okay? But you got to go out there and make sure you find those kids diamonds in the rough and be able to develop them. So, yeah, to really answer your question, yes, there's going to be at some point next year, I believe it's after next year, when the CBA's up, where they're going to put the pressure on the players. But the players are going to turn around and say, well, what have you done with the luxury tax money over the last 12, 15 years? What have you done? And have you implemented in your organization? Which they haven't. Okay, so listen, for everything that they say, what have you done the last 12, 15 years during the draft, during international signings, and during free agency to be able to go out and help with Paul Skeens? Okay, I think that is a travesty. They have not done anything going out and gotten their players to complement guys like Paul Skeens and the rest of the guys. So, again, they're going to make arguments, but I'm telling you, the players are very well versed on what has transpired over the last several years.
Amen on minor league acquisition, talent, scouting, all those things 100% matter. You're right, Jerry Harrison.
And another thing, you're drafting too. You're also drafting ahead of everybody else. The Dodgers are drafting. Yep. Dodgers are drafting in the 30s, and then they're also giving supplementary picks when you lose free agency. So there's so many different ways to better your ball club. So baseball there's no other sport like baseball that you could better yourself in so many different ways: draft, free agency, development, international signings throughout your system. And it's up to the organization. You can't force an organization to do that, and it's a shame. They haven't done it, but the Milwaukee Brewers have done it. The Detroit Tigers have thrived.
Yep. Tampa Bay for a long time.
Tampa Bay. I mean, there are other organizations that may not have the big market like New York and LA, but they're thriving.
No, it's a great point. Jerry, I'm looking at the NL West right now. Look, the Dodgers are back on track, but they had a little bit of a blip, right? If you're a Padres or a Giants or even a Diamondbacks fan, you can maybe look at that struggle, that run of struggle for LA and say, okay, we got a lot of season left. Maybe we can get our way back in. If you're the Dodgers, which of those teams would be the biggest concern about somebody making a late push in the NL West?
Well, I look at the San Diego Padres. They are a very talented team. They just got Yu Darvish back, who's a stud. They got a great lineup. They've been in this type of fray before, battling for the NL West postseason. I would say the Padres would be the biggest threat. Now, that said, the Giants, Buster Posey has already proven that he's going to go out there and make moves. I anticipate him making another move, probably at the trade deadline, to strengthen their team. So the Giants will be there. But really, in all, it's really, you mentioned it, Bill, the health of the Dodgers. Dodgers have not really been healthy. I mean, they have not played their best baseball. That's really no excuse. A lot of teams aren't healthy. Dodgers, they get their horses back. Blake Snell, Blake Trinan in the bullpen, Brusdar Gratterall, he hasn't pitched all year. He's supposed to come back in the second half. And we just got Tyler Glasnow back. We get our horses back. I think Dodgers still are the team to beat. But you've got to be able to be healthy the second half of the season into the postseason.
Jerry, there's obviously a lot of star power here in Los Angeles. There's a lot of star power, a lot of former MVPs, a lot of future Hall of Famers in that Dodgers clubhouse. You're around that team. Can you just give us a sense, how do people view Shohei Ohtani? Just another star, or is he something more in the eyes of teammates in that organization?
No, I mean, we all know he's a superstar. Really, when it's all said and done, he's going to have a strong case as probably the greatest player who has ever played. You look what he's done now, coming back on the pitching side. You look at his outings. He's gotten better every single time out. His outing last in San Francisco just put on an absolute show for 3 innings. He is a complete pitcher. If you put down the bat, he could really be top 2, top 3 pitcher in all of baseball. And we saw what he did last year, concentrating on the hitting side, 50-50. So he is a unique talent, a guy that is a unicorn. He is just one of the guys, and that's all he wants to be, is just one of the guys. He's extremely funny. He's a guy that is always joking, being with his teammates. Even though he's a superstar, he kind of reminds me like a Ken Griffey Jr., just loving his teammates, joking around, having fun. But when it's time to go out there and perform, he's ready to do his thing. So, yes, he's a superstar, but he's definitely just one of the guys.
All right, I got to close on a Cubs question just because I'm a Cubs fan. It's my show, and I get to ask. But they're actually, they're good. Look, I am trained, and I don't know where you come down on this because you're a professional. You and I both lived in Naperville for a time. You're from Naperville. I was there for 4 years and went to Obonzi High School for a hot minute. I'm a huge Cubs fan, but I'm not used to – I don't like to give them my heart or my sense of belief. They look really good this year. What is their ceiling, this legitimate – temper my expectations ceiling this season for the Cubbies?
Well, first of all, you got to give credit to Jed Hoyer, what he's done, man. Jed's done a great job. Pete Armstrong is a superstar. I mean, superstar, game-changing type player. I think we all knew he had that capability, through the minor leagues, obviously with that trade going to Chicago. He has exceeded expectations this early. We knew he'd get there, but everybody didn't know how fast. Obviously, he's become a superstar right away. Credit to him. Great player. They have the right mix, man. They got really good pitching, timely hitting. They score runs in a variety of different ways. I think that is the key to being a great team. They can hit the long ball. They got speed. They're great defensively. They got everything you want to win. So I expect them to make another move to better their ball club heading into the second half of the season. But if I'm a Cubs fan, I'm excited because they've proven not only can they, compete with the big boys, they take care of business against really good teams. I know they beat us up quite a bit during the regular season. So Cubs, I would not be surprised if they make a deep run in the postseason and really challenge for the NL crown to get to the World Series.
Is there anybody, if you're the Dodgers, you'd rather avoid than the Cubbies in the playoffs?
Listen, when you're the defending champ, you don't fear nobody. You take on all comers. You take on all comers. That said, the Cubs can pose some problems, not just to the Dodgers, to a lot of teams. Like I mentioned, Bill, when you can score in a variety of different ways, that's a problem, man. Speed, some power, 2-out hitting, putting the pressure on the defense, that's an issue. And the Cubs can do that.
Jerry Harrison Jr., you're the best buddy. Thanks for the golf advice. I'm going to stop letting my ego make me hit from the black tees where I can't even see the flag. I'm just going to cede that to my brother, get my score back into the low 90s, upper 80s, rather than the number. Well, sometimes, yeah, I got a couple swings in me. As always, pal, thanks for making time to talk some baseball on the show.
Anytime, Bill.
Thank you, buddy. Jerry Harrison Jr. on the program, the real Jay Hare over on X, longtime major leaguer, won a World Series with the Yankees. Great guy. Great guy. Jerry Harrison Jr. might be, Ryan Hickey, let me think about this, might be the nicest professional athlete that I know. And I know some nice ones. I also know some not so nice ones.
I regret then booking him on Mean Guy Friday. That's
you
my
did.
job.
You did.
It's
well,
bad producing.
I have to give you more of a heads up. It's a Mean Guy Friday, but part of being a mean guy is catching you up short.
And also not caring. I don't care. We're gonna go against the whole part of the show. Nice guy and a Mean Guy Friday.
I gotta figure out who would we book on a Mean Guy Friday to be again. Who's a friend of ours? It's kind of a mean guy, Andy Roddick, but he doesn't come on the show. He only responds to 2 out of 3 texts that I sent anyway. Mean guy.
That's a pretty
nice.
good
I like
though.
the guy.
66% return rate's pretty good.
I guess.
Some athletes will just never get back to you. You could be over. Big goose egg.
Well, I'm
there.
actually theoretically friends with that guy. Focus on the theoretical.
I like the
aspect of that.
Hey, he got back to you. Texted him last time on the show about talking about his comments about
That's
athletes
true.
and load management. So you're 1 for 1 in terms of the last text you sent, getting a response.
No, I'm not. Let's go. Let's go. Very excited about buy or sell. What kind of music are you rocking for us, by the way? Do you have any? I'm actually getting kind of excited. DJ El Guapo is great in large part because you're a great DJ. It's amazing.
Living up to the name. I'm going to keep it a surprise and make you, stay on your toes for a few more minutes in terms of what we got coming back.
The Steelers gave massive amounts of money to TJ Watt. Are they idiots? We'll get into that next year on Righter Than You.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Basketball season may be over, but the action doesn't stop because baseball is just heating up on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. With millions of members, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Just pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 2,000 times your cash. Step up to the plate. Add your favorite players to your lineup with PrizePicks. Whether it's strikeouts, home runs, or hits, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports takes into real money all season long. Join PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 plus states, including California and Texas. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code ROAM and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit just for playing. Guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
Happy Friday! It's Doppler 10 meteorologist Taylor Fischetti, and here's a look at today's forecast. Mostly sunny skies across the region today as we are enjoying some brighter conditions and warmer temperatures with highs reaching the low 70s to low 80s. We are watching for a chance of some rain to start to move in for areas in the Upper Peninsula for tonight, with mostly cloudy skies and clear skies the further south you go. Lows dropping in the mid-50s to mid-60s. Isolated rain showers starting to develop heading into your Saturday, even watching for some rumbles of thunder as we see temperatures only in the upper 60s to upper 70s. Well, all the details over on 9 and 10 News.
The weather is brought to you by Jim's Collision in Roscommon. Jim's knows you may not be seeing them on your best day, but their job is to make the bad day better. Jim's Collision in Roscommon and at Choose Jim's.